Cash. Who needs it? That's what you're telling me when you're choosing not to learn about finances. Your financial education is so important that I could even call it your financial freedom. So what is financial education? Financial education is learning how to use your money effectively. It's also learning how to know how to preserve your money. Financial education is lastly knowing how to grow your money. If you have those three, you are really setting yourself up for success. Financial education is not taught in school. I believe it should be, but since it's not, it's up to you. You have to learn finances because it's really going to affect you in the future. So what good is money? Well, since the early days, cavemen have been trading tools for food, but nowadays money is a lot more important than even that. Money nowadays can pay for your education. Education is really expensive, but if you have a degree, then it can pay all that money back in a few years actually. So it's worth it. And if you have money, you can also pay for the needs of your family. There's a lot of needs. There's water, electricity, food, clothes, shelter. There's a lot, and so money can cover all that. Money, if you have enough of it, you can also give back to the community. This can be done through philanthropy, through hospitals, and through churches. There's plenty of ways to give back if you have enough money. And of course, you have personal enjoyment. You can use your money to go on vacation, to get a new car, anything. There's really no limits. So money's important. Now let's learn about how we can keep it. Keeping your money. I want you to know, or just imagine that your money is a bucket with water in it. There's a lot of holes in those buckets that you have because there's a lot of expenses. The water bill, for example, that's going to be money that's leaking outside of your bucket. You need to know how to plug in some of those leaks. For example, overspending. People will want to buy a $500 phone, but in truth, you could do with a $50 phone. It works just about the same. It gets apps, takes pictures, everything. There should be no reason to buy a $500 phone. People, at least the wealthy ones, know how to look for ways to get rid of taxes. The government for wealthy people charges 30% of their annual income. That's a lot of money for them, and so they're going to want to find a way to get rid of those taxes or at least diminish them a lot. So what they do is things like the 1031 exchange, like in real estate, when you get a house for absolutely the exact price of what it is, no taxes, you can keep that up for as long as you'd like until the day you decide to cash in. Then you only pay taxes on the last house. All those houses before it, no taxes at all. What a deal. But there's more. The average American, according to Grayson Bell, is spending $133 for every dollar earned. Are you kidding me? It's hardly a surprise people have a problem with retiring. I mean, that's so much money. Like that includes student loans, home loans, credit card, auto loans. How can they possibly expect to retire with that type of income statement? It's ridiculous. People are in debt. Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Bill Ackman were not made from luck alone. They knew their finances and they knew it well. But the thing is that becoming a billionaire takes a lot more than just knowing how to save your money. You need to know how to grow your money. And so, let's get to it. How do you grow your money? Observation plus knowledge is power. I like that formula a lot because it's simple and it also means a lot. Observation meaning knowing where to look. Knowledge is knowing what to look for. And of course, the two of those together makes power. If you have it, you are in control of your finances. For example, observation could be using Robinhood, Yahoo Finance, different apps and websites to track your stocks, look how well they're doing. Knowledge is knowing what to look for. When you're looking at a company, you need to know if the company is performing well over time, if the company is failing. I could go on and on about the criteria to invest, but it's complex and it would take too long. So I'm going to cover that in a future video. If you're interested in knowing more about that, please consider subscribing. Anyway, back to the topic. Christy Hetty says in The Complete Idiot's Guide to Making Money on Wall Street that you work hard for your money. Now let's make money work even harder for you. How? Observation plus knowledge equals power. If you know where to look, what to look for, you have control. Remember that, it's important. People oftentimes say that learning finances is not worth their time. It's not worth their money, and it's not worth their mistakes. The thing about that is that any type of learning is going to take all three. Let's take piano for example. When you're new at piano, it's going to take time to learn a song. It's going to take money to get a teacher to teach you. And you're going to make mistakes along the way. It's the same for anything. But people just don't feel patient enough, and so they believe they need a financial service to do it for them. PhD James Royal says, many savers prefer having someone invest their money for them. While it used to be a pricey proposition, nowadays it's quite affordable, even cheap. Wow, I might just have convinced you that that is a better option. That is not true though. The reason why is because by hiring a financial service, you are first of all not observing your company's stock, which is your own money. You're not knowing where to look or what to look for. You have no power. And these financial services are usually not out for your best interest. They're in it for themselves and not for you. There's only one type of good financial service, and that is a fiduciary. They only win when you win. But it's overall a lot better to know it yourself. If you have knowledge and observation, you have power. So, will you invest in your financial education? It's really important. With money, you can change the world. And the sooner you invest, the better, okay? It's really important. But first, you need to learn how to do it. You don't jump straight into it. You learn to invest. You learn to do it all, okay? I really do plan to keep my financial education. But will you? That's the real question. This is an opportunity too good to pass. Please consider learning about your financial education and get straight into it. Thank you guys. Do you have any questions?
No.
No? All right. Thank you guys and have a great rest of your day.